Oh yeah, squatters chop is going second half. I'm chopping another one. Quick. Itin kibele peswa again. In this episode, I wanna speak about the fallout between Jacob Zuma and Julius Malema. By now, I think we all know what Julius Malema and Jacob Zuma are political rivals, which means I would buy a Zondana, but politically they are rivals, and then they are competitors, and the competition in Kulu is more focused on them. That's why if you check most of my episode, I speak about MK and EFF more than any other party, and also the ANC, by the way. But these two are the political rivals, and they are fighting for the same position. Probably they are fighting the same monster, but they also fight among themselves. Each and every one want to claim victory. Ogoti, I'm the one who collapsed ANC. No Zumanati not you know, he wants to claim that by 2029 I should be the one who collapsed ANC. Julius Malema is also gunning for the same victory. So this thing, even Zuti Babe, somehow like enemies in politics. But let me paint this picture before Sizofia, who MK, Jacob Zuma starting the MK and going through what he went through recently now. These two guys, remember in politics, number one, in politics are in an age. I think in the beginning, when Julius Malema started to misbehave, started to be disruptive, people were saying Julius Malema is disrespectful, Julius Malema is defiant. In politics, we have to be defiant. In politics, by the way, politics is not for the faint-hearted. Politics has nasty feelings. Politics, we call a spade a spade. Even in parliament, they call you an idiot. There's nothing you can do. They can say it's unparliamentary and whatsoever, then you can withdraw. Ngabu plate enziman but in their drawer. But he knows what if he says you are an idiot, then the parliamentary speaker says, hey, honorable member, withdraw. Say, okay, I withdraw. So, and it ends there. There's nothing they can do. Maybe they can apply other principles to look at further how they can further handle that. Unless if you repeatedly say or commit the same offense, and that's when the problem starts, probably. Anyway, by the way, I want to elaborate on the relationship between these two gentlemen, Julius Malema and Jacob Zuma. By the way, Julius Malema helped Jacob Zuma to overthrow Thabo Mbeki. I don't know, for a lack of a better way, if Julius Malema was not there, Jacob Zuma would have had a mum of a task to get Mbeki out of his position as a president. Now, let me quickly paint this short picture. Thabo Mbeki was a deputy president, and then, was a president, and Jacob Zuma was a deputy president. The squabble here started when Thabo Mbeki didn't want Jacob Zuma to become a president, but Jacob Zuma was deputizing with Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki wanted who's that? Kumzile Mlambo Nuka, ukuthi abe deputy yakhe, and then so she can become a president. And how did Thabo Mbeki approach or orchestrated this thing? Thabo Mbeki introduced Kumzile Mlambo Nuka as a means of gender equality. We are introducing a woman now so that he can portray himself as someone who's promoting gender equality. But in a true sense, he was actually trying to get rid of Jacob Zuma. And Jacob Zuma realized that, no, and by the way, I have to deal with this guy before Azofia will level agasangfuni. So actually, I'm a case where rape, you remember by that time, but Jacob Zuma rape case, he's attending the rape case and all of that. Those things were orchestrated by Thabo Mbeki trying to discredit Jacob Zuma. But unfortunately, politics is different from average legal law application. Meaning, in a sense, they could not really prosecute or find Jacob Zuma guilty at that time because it was going to be politically inconvenient. I don't know if it makes sense. So it was a political witch hunt. So all his cases, Jacob Zuma, were withdrawn because they said, no, this is a witch hunt, a political witch hunt, and therefore we can't prosecute this man. By the way, this man is about to become a president. That is why at some point, Julius Malema, when he was campaigning, he said, if President Jacob Zuma is corrupt, we want a corrupt president. If Jacob Zuma is a rapist, we want a rapist president. If Jacob Zuma is a criminal, we want a criminal president. You still remember that speech? So actually, he was campaigning and he was showing Thabo Mbeki, we stand with Jacob Zuma. His behavior will never tolerate that. Because the comrades have already realized that no, Thabo Mbeki is just playing monkey tricks here. And he will never win. So Julius Malema and Jacob Zuma started to have a relationship there. Because remember, Jacob Zuma was a deputy and Julius Malema was the president of the Youth League. And Julius Malema was very influential, was prominent, was super powerful at the peak of his career, political career, to an extent that I'm comrade, whenever he speaks, they listen to him and they do exactly what he's telling them to do. So now, Julius Malema and Jacob Zuma had a deal now with listen, Julius Malema telling Jacob Zuma, I'm going to help you to overthrow this guy. But now, after I helped you, you become the president, and then this is what I want you to do. So he gave Zuma a mandate to I'm going to help you and you're going to help me. I scratch your back and you scratch my back. No, Jacob Zuma, as charismatic as he is, he agreed to that. Because why? He wanted to become a president. He agreed to no, Julius, we are going to nationalize the mines, we are not going to nationalize the banks, we are going to nationalize whatever, free education and all of that. So those 7 cardinal pillars, EFF actually, they are from ANC, by the way. So these comrades by ANC, when they sold out, they now cancelled the Freedom Charter, or no, this thing we're not going to apply. It's unrealistic and we can't do that. You know, my comrade, they are dishonest, by the way. They always lie. So they twisted the whole thing and then sharp. And then Jacob Zuma agreed to Julius Malema's proposal. Then they dealt with Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki felt a lot of pressure by Julius Malema from Youth League and everybody, and even the stalwarts, the ANC stalwarts were agreeing with Julius Malema. It means they used actually Julius Malema because Julius Malema was very vocal and was very critical with Thabo Mbeki's leadership, because Thabo Mbeki was planning 2 things: either to take a 3rd term or to give Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka the position of presidency. Now Jacob Zuma couldn't be a president. So maybe the guy really hated Jacob Zuma. I'm referring to Thabo Mbeki. Maybe he didn't like Jacob Zuma. We don't know what his reasons are. Now, after having that deal, they dealt with Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki was overpowered. Thabo Mbeki had to step down. Now Jacob Zuma came in. Before Jacob Zuma came in, you remember the issue of Kgalema Motlanthe. I don't want to speak about it because Kgalema Motlanthe made a very wrong political move. I mean, was Kundla for 6 months, and then when you want to contest to become Kgalema, man, that's not how you play politics. Anyway, I'm not there. Okay, Jacob Zuma becomes the president now, and now he realized that I've got power now. I'm in charge now. I control things now, and I've got my own comrades who are backing me up. Now Julius Malema is waiting for that deal. He's waiting for that deal to happen, and now the deal doesn't happen. And now he goes back to Jacob Zuma and say, hey, we had a deal here. We had an agreement. Jacob Zuma tells Julius to go to hell. Those seven cardinal pillars, no. He tells him, you know what, you are crazy, I'm not going to do that. I'm in charge here. And remember, by that time, Ramaphosa is here. And Ramaphosa is also gunning for the same position. And now Julius Malema started seeing what Jacob Zuma now has made a U-turn, complete U-turn. This is politics now. He realizes, no, this guy is no longer doing what we agreed upon. And then what is the option? Now he goes to Floyd, Lebo Cindy Somaka. They were there, they were very influential. Youth, a stronger ANC that you wouldn't really touch by that time. And then so these guys probably meeting or no man, demand we are no tomorrow. Pela riding asabata ichuna no, rates a jamba fit. And these guys they agreed to what, you know what? We are going to announce these cardinal pillars within the ANC. It means they were fighting from within. They were doing the opposite of the actual senior ANC because when they are the youth league. Then Julius Malema started on his speeches, giving out the speech with it. As the ANC, we are going to nationalize mines, banks, and whatever, all those cardinal pillars. Now Jacob Zuma got irritated now, say, this boy is undermining me. Why this boy is doing this? He's actually misbehaving here. And this is not his political party. We are the senior members of this party, and we make decisions, not him from the lowest structure. Now Jacob Zuma had a meeting with the ANC stalwarts. And these elders also, they felt threatened because you know why? These comrades, they know they solved the struggle during the Codesa negotiations. And now for them to make a U-turn and implement those that freedom charter, it was going to be a cowardice for them because they had already signed the deals that we are not going to carry on with our mandate of the freedom charter. And now Julius Malema wants that to happen within the ANC. And the ANC does not want to brand itself as the people who wanted to implement that. And then they didn't want to associate themselves with those cardinal pillars and whatsoever. And then Julius Malema continued to do that. And Julius Malema at some point is called to the Lutuli house and say, hey, you are getting out of order now and we must deal with you or else we are going to deal with you or else you must stop what you're doing. Julius Malema continued to defy that and say, I am saying we are going to do that. You remember, they now started hunting Julius Malema. And Jacob Zuma is behind everything, actually. He's behind everything of the hunting and victimization of Julius Malema. Now they started fighting. He fought back, they fight. He fought back. Julius Malema fought back, they fight. And that was a war. And they had two options, what you know. We either have to eliminate this guy or we have to chase him and make sure that he goes back to the street. They were too scared to assassinate Julius Malema by that time because he was influential. And then we were going to question, why are you guys doing this in a democratic dispensation and you still continue to assassinate people? Even during the apartheid times, people were being assassinated, even now. So they couldn't assassinate Julius Malema. But the option was to what? To take him back to the street. SARS, number one. Remember ANC comrades, they don't pay tax, by the way. In fact, they pay for nothing. Baphela mahala, those people. Abapatale SARS, abayetsi di SARS return. A lot of people, they are rotten there. Baitshwareletse ka ANC so. ANC kao. Lebona they're going to collapse. It's a topic for another day then. Then when they check more SARS, no, good, we got him. Zuma or behind that, or okay, we got him. Now we're gonna hit him ka SARS. But 18 million checks go SARS. Then they started to develop this scandal, campaigning for what they wanted. In politics, they say they assassinate your character. It means they kill your career when you are still alive. Politically, they wanted to crush Julius Malema. So what happened was that they suspended his membership, thinking that he will come to his senses. And Julius Malema didn't back down. Julius Malema continued to preach the same evangelium. Sorry, now they realize, no, hey, we have caused chaos and this guy doesn't listen. Let's teach him a lesson. Let's expel him. He got expelled. And after he got expelled, they didn't know the demon they have actually nurtured. So Julius Malema now got very angry. Remember, in between those times is when the Marikana massacre happened. You remember the Marikana massacre happened, and actually Ramaphosa is behind that, because now you are Tintegali. There's an email that was sent to those people. If they don't comply with what we are telling them to stop the strike, then we need to get rid of them. We need to flush them. So it's kind of lesson also. It's another topic for another day, the Marikana issue, Ramaphosa. Until to this day, Ramaphosa never went there because he doesn't feel like he owed them anything, by the way. Because why? They are black. It's because he believes black people's lives don't matter to him, Ramaphosa. Because he thinks he's white. That's why Apila Nabunga. So then, after Julius Malema was expelled, the massacre happened and all that, Julius Malema got the support from Marikana. He went to Marikana there. When it was not fashionable to go there, when the situation was volatile, he went there, Julius Malema. That man is brave anyway. Julius is so brave. Oh, brave. Everybody was too scared to go there. We knew but he went there, and a lot of people died, by the way. And about the massacre itself. I mean, during the strike, a lot of people were victims of that strike. It was very, very violent. So he went there and he spoke to those people, and then that's when he started to sense that people need a political home. And then he came back and he sat down with Floyd and said, Floyd, we need to start something here. Floyd actually never started EFF. Julius Malema initiated EFF. Julius Malema formulated everything. But remember, before he could go to Marikana there, he was already out. He was there in Limpopo. He had given up. And now he used that opportunity to say, no, I'm going to ignite my political power now. And he did. It worked very well for him. And now they don't have funding to start a political party. And remember, Julius Malema was still bitter with Jacob Zuma. And Jacob Zuma told Julius, you can go to hell, there's nothing you can do. When I hear Pelubaba na vele uzokujikela ngenye indlela. Remember Mushi my man, how he used to be treated. I'm sure Jacob Zuma, yeah, we've got a problem in Kanda, and this must be at Nkandla, and looks at him and laughs. That's his charisma, by the way. So Julius Malema was still bitter. He started EFF so that he can be able to retaliate to Jacob Zuma. So that's where everything started. And into yakwatiso Julius Malema kakhulu ukuthi Jacob Zuma handed over ANC power to the Guptas. Remember, Jacob Zuma gave the Guptas so much power that they could even appoint, hire and fire ministers. They could appoint and they could demote, they could do whatever. Ministers were reporting their incomes well. And nobody was saying anything. Imagine the whole country captured by two Indian brothers. The whole country. So that was horribly wrong. That was a wrong political move for Jacob Zuma to do that. And now Julius Malema, he successfully managed to start a political party. I remember in 2013, Orlando Le, azoqala manje ukuthi ubamba ama-rally, and it was packed. It was packed because he was still powerful, and people still by that time felt ukuthi Julius Malema was ill-treated. He was not supposed to be expelled in the ANC, and he should have remained there. And at some point, yaga Julius Malema no Jacob Zuma was that Jacob Zuma Julius Malema was at some point hoping or dreaming that he will become a president and he will implement whatever he wanted to implement. And those 7 cardinal pillars for the EFF, they are actually originating from the ANC. And Julius Malema started preaching that evangelium when he was still within the ANC. So in relationship, that's where it became sour to an extent. Now when they go to parliament via the EFF, then they started the campaign of pay back the money. Pay back the money, pay back which money? The money, the Nkandla money. That's when Jacob Zuma disclosed I took a loan from VBS and wabamba ngapha wenzani. Sasa is scandal this thing. And you look at our politics, By the way, there's a neighbor there at Nkandla of Jacob Zuma that they are poor of the poorest. Indlu iyawa ichekile kanje. And then he has got a homestead this side. And where is socialism there? It's worrisome. It's worrisome. Anyway, politics is politics. People follow them, and people really believe in. There are people who strongly believe in his views and believe what he still angabasiza party. Someone like me who has been watching and observing his leadership, I don't think what he is someone who can take people to the promised land. So basically, Bafetu, that's the relationship between Jacob Zuma and Julius Malema, how it started and how it ended. Lamachita Lava, until today, that thing there, it still haunts them. What I like about politicians, it's not like Bayazondana, because remember at some point when Jacob Zuma refused to appear at the Zondo Commission, Julius Malema went to Nkandla and to have some tea with Jacob Zuma and told him, no, you need to go to prison, because if you don't go to prison, there's going to be war and we don't want bloodshed. And eventually, yes, there was going to be brutality, police brutality and all of that. But people who were going to die, unfortunately, are black poor people who are even not part of the squabble that is happening. I mean, I'm a politician. Let them fight, let them do whatever they want to do. I mean, I don't understand someone saying, hey, we can kill for who, hey, we can do this, hey, we can protect what with our bodies, whatever. Bulletproof your muntu. That's not possible. So actually, the relationship started to be sour there, but they didn't hate each other because at some point they managed to meet again. Politicians, they do that all the time. Mama ANC, DA, what? At some point, bahlangana kumakhala Tina and sit together. And where are we as poor people? Tina Utaki, we are. I mean, that's the nature of politics. By the way, voters are being fooled all the time. Mabahlangene kumakhala Tina and having conversation with, hey, I need no kill lapya. Abu Gaten and Abu Julius Malema, I man. I call you bandit, man. No, don't call me bandit, man. I'm a member of parliament and all of that. But generally, they don't hate one another. My concern is that EFF looks like it is declining. It is fading away. It is losing a footprint. It is becoming diluted. I don't know, but we stand to see. But basically, I was trying to paint a picture of how the relationship of these two political prominent people became sour. Where did it go wrong, actually? Bashal Basem Chondor, thank you, the squatters. Ngicela ni subscribe, ngicela ni click la notification bell, ngicela ni engage. I have been checking our comments and I try by all means to respond, because manje I had to all my comments manje, and I don't have a PA. I can't afford to have a PA, but ngiyazama ukuthi ngiresponde as much as I can. Ngithanda bonke South Africa. Thank you, siyabonga. 7 kuleyo ndawo.